here, downtown Seattle, downtown Bellevue, Washington, looking from the Mount Baker end of the lake, and we welcome you to beautiful Safeco Field. It's beautiful even with the roof closed. Here we get set for the second game of this four-game series with the Minnesota Twins. After the game last night, the Mariners made a roster move. They had 6 men in the bullpen. They still have 6, but they changed it by a third.
Yes, they did. Teixeira and Colomé out, designated for our assignment. Recalled Sean White and Garrett Olson. So Garrett Olson helped them with a lefty in the pen. Sean White, obviously somebody that Don Wakamatsu was familiar with. They needed some help out in the pen. The guys have had to pitch an awful lot, so hopefully the newcomers can help out.
The back end of the pitching rotation, certainly the number 3 and 4 guys, have, quite frankly, really been its strength this year. And we get another look at Jason Vargas tonight as we look at the pitching matchup.
Vargas has really done a nice job. You just saw his batting average against him, 207. That's 5th best in the league. He's really done a nice job. It'll be interesting to watch him tonight against a Twins team with a lot of really good left-handed hitters. Vargas has done a nice job against left-handed hitters all year. He'll have his work cut out with him with Morneau, Maurer, and Kubel, so hopefully he's able to throw strikes and command the strike zone.
Right-hander Nick Blackburn gets the call for the Minnesota Twins after struggling in April. He had a perfect May, going 5-0.
And he's received some run support. He's 6-1 on the season. A sinker baller, doesn't throw real hard. He'll be 88 miles an hour, trying to keep the ball on the ground. The Mariners obviously want to get those pitches up, so they're going to have to be patient early in the game.
Well, our first poll of All-Star voting is coming in, and the good news is, as expected, Ichiro, again, is leading all outfielders in balloting. You look at the Twins side of it, they've got Joe Mauer behind the plate, and even though Mark Teixeira is over at first base with the Yankees, the Minnesota Twins first baseman Justin Morneau is making a heck of a run at it. So the Mariners and the Minnesota Twins tonight, again, it will be Jason Vargas, a left-hander for the Mariners, right-hander Nick Blackburn for the Minnesota Twins. We'll be back and have more from Safeco Field right after this. Well, it's the 1st of June. Isn't it supposed to be busting out all over? I guess it is somewhere up here in the Pacific Northwest. But right now we start June on a cloudy gray note as we get set for the second game of the 4-game series between the Mariners and Minnesota Twins here at Safeco Field. And let's have a look at the lineups. Michael.
Thank you, Dave. And for Ron Gardenhire and the Twins, lead things off, it'll be Denard Span, then Hardy. Maurer off to a good start, hitting 321. But Justin Morneau, he's the guy that'll scare you. 377, had a nice night last night. Kadir Kubel Young, Harris getting the start at third. He will hit 8th, and Nick Punto, the second baseman, hits 9th. And the numbers for Vargas this year, 57 2/3, only 17 walks, 38 strikeouts for him. Opponent's average, just 207. That's good for 5th in the league. And I'll take a look at our Home Depot doing more on defense. In the outfield, it'll be Saunders, Gutierrez, and Ichiro. Across the infield, Lopez, Wilson, Biggins, Casey Kochman on a nice run over at first base. And behind the plate will be Alfonso.
So let's get set to play baseball as Jason Vargas has finished his warm-up tosses, and Denard Span, the kid who runs well, hitting .292, the center fielder for the Minnesota Twins, and an 8-game hitting streak. Got a nice little streak going for himself. Steps in to lead it off for the Twins, who have a 4.5-game lead now over the Detroit Tigers as of today in the American League Central. So they're putting a little bit of distance between themselves and the Bengals. And the first pitch is a strike, and Jerry Meals is the man calling balls and strikes tonight. And that's on the inside corner again. 61 degrees at game time. Vargas waits one high and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count.
You would think that this would be a good matchup for Vargas. Looking at Span up there, a left-handed hitter. Vargas this year holding left-handers to just a 145 average. The Twins tonight have 4 lefties in their lineup. Granted, 2 of them, probably 2 of the best in the league.
Absolutely. And with knowing that, you know, left-handers usually pitch left-handers with a lot of change-ups.
A lot of change-ups and try to bust them inside.
And there was a breaking ball that's popped up. And an easy play out there for Josh. So Josh Wilson takes care of that.
Take a look at the splits for Vargas. Left-handers just 145. Righties only 232. So he's done a nice job on both sides of the plate, but dominated the left-handed hitters.
And this is J.J. Hardy, the shortstop. A little high. And is trying to snap a 3-game losing streak after coming so close to sweeping the Angels over the weekend, only to have their hearts ripped out in the final at bat down there with walk-off home runs. And then last night, falling behind, making a heck of a run to get back, but again, falling shy by 1 run. And the 1-run games, the decisions beginning to really mount up. 6-13 on the Mariners. And I'll say one thing, the Mariners are glad to say goodbye to May.
I would agree with that. It's been a tough May. Just the fashion of the way they've lost some games. Nice pitch, another good changeup from Vargas, but that's a tough way to go. If you get beat 10-2, you just flat out got beat. But when you're that close to wins and they get taken away on the walk-off pitch, because we saw the same thing in Tampa and in Chicago, those are tough ways to go.
And that's down low and inside. If you want some hope, June in their history has been the Mariners' most successful month.
Well, I think a couple of things that we've looked at. The pitching definitely is their strength, but the hitting is starting to come around, and you hope that's the way the trend continues.
Down low. And here comes Mr. MVP. Of course, the Twins have, in their first year in their brand new ballpark, and to talk to the Minnesota people, say, well, what did Target Field do for you? Moving from the Metrodome to Target Field, what did it really do for you this year? And the breaking ball is inside. He said, I'll tell you what, the biggest thing it did for us was it allowed us to sign Maurer to a long-term contract because of the added revenue and keep him at home for a long, long time. Just barely missing.
Yeah, talking to the people from Minnesota, they've raved about their ballpark. They like it, so it'll be interesting for us to go there and take a look at it. I'm anxious to see it.
He'll be there at the end of July. Bauer belts the ball deep to right field down the line, and that will be in the corner, a fair ball around third base holding. However, over there is J.J. Hardy, just did not quite have home run depth. Here's our Coors freeze frame. Look where this ball hit. Man alive. Right on the line. Right on the line. And then just died there.
Seeing it check up underneath the fence like that, thought maybe Hardy would have a chance to score from first. Typically, Ichiro does a nice job of catching the ball so it bounces off, but that one stayed on the track. Still able to get it in time.
And here comes the league's leading hitter, Justin Morneau. Starts him off with a changeup. Morneau 3 base hits last night, running that average up to 377.
The Mariners will play their infield back, so they'll give up a run for an out early in the game. They don't want to bring the infield up and possibly give up 2 runs, so they'll play it safe here early in the game.
And that's a line shot to first base. Man, a bullet right to Kutchman.
Take a look at it. The swing by Morneau, stays behind it and hits it right on the button. Casey Kotchman. Nice little backhanded play on the line drive. Lead runner J.J. Hardy sits there and watches as Morneau lines out.
Well, here's Gadayer, who hit a long ball last night, a home run, taking a fastball for a strike, 1-1 to count. Dyer starting at second base last night, back out in right field tonight. .88 mile-an-hour fastball. Vargas originally was drafted out of high school by Minnesota, but he didn't sign. And that pitch is rammed right to shortstop, and he's going to get out of it. Great throw right on the money by Josh Wilson, and some tough pitching by Jason Vargas. 2 left. We go to the bottom of the first. No score.
Okay, thank you, Angie, and for Wakamatsu tonight. A few changes in the lineup. Leading off, it'll be Ichiro, Pickens, and Gutierrez, and then Sweeney, the DH. He will hit fourth. Lopez, Kochman back in the lineup, hitting sixth. Josh Wilson, Alfonso hits eighth, and then Michael Saunders gets a chance to play tonight. He will hit ninth. Take a look at the numbers for Blackburn. See the 6-1 record for him. Had a tough April, but has pitched much better lately. And the defense behind him, Young, Span, and Kadire in the outfield. Across the infield, it's Harris, Hardy, Punto, and Morneau. And, of course, doing the catching will be Joe Mauer.
So here's Ichiro stepping in. And Blackburn's first pitch is right at the knees for a strike. The June free agent draft is right around the corner. I think it's next Monday. And I think Blackburn is a perfect example of you don't have to be a high draft choice to make it to the big leagues. He was a 29th round pick. By the way, there was a workout here around noon today for free agent talent from around the area and beyond. As Pedro Rapol and his staff were all here looking at some of the kids. I don't know if they signed any of them or not.
I don't know. I can remember back when I was 18 years old going to one of those tryouts in the Kingdome.
Had to be a thrill.
It was. It was actually a bunch of kids that were finished with college, and I was the only high school kid that was invited. I think it's just because they needed another player, but I had a chance to go and play, and oh yeah, I was thrilled. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. So those kids, I'm sure, had a great time being on Safeco Field today.
Ichiro slaps it foul down the third baseline. What did after that workout? Did anybody offer you a contract? Look at Jason right there right now, though.
Huh. They might have put something on a finger. Sometimes you get a blister and they treat it real quick. Oh, yeah, there you go. See on his thumb.
Yep.
So he'll get that cleaned up. Nobody offered me a contract. I didn't expect them to, but it was a great experience.
And a line drive, base hit. Already 71 of them for Ichiro.
There you go. 1st of June. He picks it up where May left off. He's been on a nice run. Pitched down in the zone. It's a solid line drive into left field.
And here's Sean Pickens now beginning to get on a little bit of a roll. He's got a 4-game hitting streak going for himself. I don't know. From today will be a huge day in Washington, D.C. when Steven Strasburg makes his Major League debut, and they've already sold out the place. And some tickets, we understand that they are asking $2,000 a ticket for that kid's Major League debut.
Well, I have to say that I'm as curious as everybody else. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's able to do. Some of the highlights I've seen from him pitching in the minor leagues looks pretty impressive.
Did you hear what the Florida Marlins are doing?
I did. Something had to do with Halliday's no-hitter, right?
Yeah. That's a strike on the outside. They are selling tickets that weren't sold for that game as souvenirs to people.
So
I mean, you got to really.
So you can buy it and tell people you were there.
That's right.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
I haven't either, no. And that's belted right down the line in right field and hooking just foul into the corner.
Well, right now the Mariners are having an opportunity. See that pitch? It's about belt high to Pickens. Blackburn will try to keep the ball down with a good sinker, but so far he's elevated a few pitches. Figgins hits this one hard down the line. Just foul.
He'll give up the long ball. He's given up 8 home runs. Blackburn from Oklahoma, born in Texas, but went to school in Oklahoma, and that pitch is foul down the left field line. Ada, Oklahoma. Every time I see Ada, Oklahoma, I think of an old knuckleballer by the name of Eddie Fisher that used to pitch for the Angels. From the same town. Ball count. My guess is Ichiro's going to be going there.
Well, my thinking is Blackburn likes to throw a lot of ground balls, so stay out of double plays. You have to put the game in motion.
There he goes. And again. And that's lined into left center field for a base hit. Ichiro hustling to third, and he'll make it easily.
Well, we talked about the trend for the Mariners offense, and this is one of the reasons why. Actually, a good pitch from Blackburn. But Figgins, who's on a nice little run right now, stays with the pitch and just flips it into left field.
So the Mariners are open for business here in the bottom half of the first, with runners at first and third and nobody down. Sinker, low and outside. And a ground ball. It's going to get a run in. Maybe a hit. It will be because Harris can't pick it up. And it's 1-0 Mariners.
This top and Brendan Harris, the third baseman, will come in and try to barehand it. It's the only play that he had. If he uses his glove, Franklin Gutierrez will beat it out. So he ends up with a base hit and an RBI.
And still nobody out. The Mariners have a run. And here's Mr. Sweeney. Sean Figgins is a Twins coach. He always has hit Twins pitching well while with the Angels, and he continues to do it with the Mariners.
Well, right now, Blackburn is not sharp at all. And typically starting pitchers, if they're uncomfortable, will be in the first or second inning, and the Mariners so far have taken advantage of that. Looks like he has a pretty good sinker. He just has a tough time finding the strike zone consistently with it. 17 pitches, 10 strikes, 7 balls.
Fastball down the middle that time. A big rip.
Take a look at the swing by Mike Sweeney. Pitch just above the belt.
And that pitch is hit foul down the right field line. And a slider and a ground ball to second and a backhand flip to short and throw back to first. Boy, you talk about being able to turn a slick double play. This is the best defensive club in the league, and they showed just why. That was just slick.
Off the end of the bat, the ball was not hit hard. Nick puts out a little backhanded flip, and Hardy gets rid of it in a hurry. As you see, Franklin Gutierrez trying to take him out. They will not beat themselves. Solid defensive club.
They've only committed a dozen errors all year long. And here's Lopez.
Jose, another Mariner on a nice little hitting streak. 7-game hitting streak for Jose, hitting .384 over that stretch.
And a fly ball hit to right field. Kadire, no problem with that, so the Mariners settle for only the 1 run. And they'll leave a man over there, and as we go to the second, they have the early advantage 1-0. A little FaceTime now. Getting a little free pub. Good to have you all with us as we go to the second inning of play. And Jason Kubel will be the hitter. Kubel was the second back-to-back home runs in the third inning last night against Doug Fister, hitting his 6th of the year. On 1. Starts him off with a couple of fastballs. 2 strikes on Kubel. And that's right over the outside corner. Strike 3 call.
I think Kubel kept waiting for a breaking ball to come his way, but it was nothing but fastballs on the outside corner. You can see from the trace of those pitches off the plate away. If Jason Vargas continues to get that pitch, he's going to have a good night.
Well, this Saturday we're going to be turning the clock back to the 90s when the Mariners beat the Angels. The Mariners will don their green jerseys as we relive the sights and sounds of the 90s, plus the first 20,000 fans receiving a Mariners cap. And former Mariner Luis Sojo will throw out the first pitch. For tickets, you can visit mariners.com. 2-0 the count on Delman Young, who had a home run last night. Delman looks like he's lost weight.
Looks like he's in great shape.
Yeah.
Off to a nice start this year, hitting .273 coming into the game. Has 5 home runs and 27 RBIs.
Brendan Harris on deck. What a change.
One of the things we've seen from Vargas this year that makes him so tough is just because he's down in the count, he'll throw his changeup at any time. Young expecting a fastball and pulled the string on him.
There's the fastball.
Again, good location, that pitch inside after the changeup.
Same spot. And that's lined into left field for a base hit. Was on the changeup that time, and it's the second base hit given up by Jason.
That's a changeup, about knee high. Not a bad pitch, just good hitting from Young.
Brendan Harris is the hitter. By the way, Orlando Hudson is back with the ball club today. A regular second baseman, but he's not in the lineup. All back. The Twins today placed Alex Casilla on the disabled list with bone chips in his elbow, and they called up switch hitting Matt Tolbert from Rochester. He's in uniform tonight. There he is. Change away that time. A ball and a strike to count on Harris. Minnesota's won 5 in a row, which equals their longest winning streak of the year. They've done it a couple of other times. Didn't go. Runner goes. Pitches down low, throw to the second base, and it is into center field. So Alfonso airmails this one into center field, a stolen base for Delma Young, number 3.
Well, he had plenty of time to throw him out. A decent jump by Young, but he comes up, pitches down, and the ball sails back into the runner. Figgins coming off the base to try to get a hold of it. Yep, he knows he had a shot to throw him out.
And Harris now with the count his way, 3 balls and a strike. On the outside corner at the knees. Great location.
There you go. On the tracer, perfect pitch. Right on the corner.
And popped up. Kotzman leans and will make the catch over there at first base. By the way, Casey Kotzman is playing in his 228th consecutive game without having made an error, going all the way back to June the 21st of last year. Nick Punto's the hitter, the switch hitting second baseman.
Jason Vargas has had to work a little bit here in the first 2 innings. His next pitch will be number 40 for Jason.
That's what hurt him in his last outing. Threw a lot of pitches in 5 innings. 2-0. Threw 109 pitches in 5 innings his last outing. Three and 0. Four straight pitches out of the strike zone, and he's walked his second man. And back up to the top of the list for the left-handed batting, Denard Span. Eliezer Alfonso goes out in front of the plate with the defensive signs. 2 on, 2 out.
Now he's going to have to go out to the mound and make sure he's on the same page. It looked like he was crossed up on that last pitch.
Looks like he's looking breaking ball. He got a fastball.
Yeah, just handcuffed him. Yeah, he's expecting that ball to go break down. See the way he turned his glove over to block it. Almost took a fastball in the chest.
Popped up down the left field line. And over toward the stands, but running out of room out there is Michael Saunders. Last year, these two clubs split 10 games. And that's looped foul. Nice catch down there by the ball girl.
Yeah, lost her helmet but made the play. Nicely done.
Very nice.
That was a good pitch by Vargas. Span spoiling a pitch. Looked like it was just off the plate away. And there you see it on the tracer. And Jason's been getting that pitch called a strike by home plate umpire Jerry Mills.
Off the hands again and looped down the left field line and on the run this time. Michael Saunders will get the job done in foul territory. So a bit of a struggle here for Jason Vargas through a lot of pitches, but he comes away unscathed there in the second, and it's still 1-0. Well, here's Casey Kotzman taking the Blackburn breaking ball for a strike to open the latter half of the second inning. Kotzman was up there and ended the ball game as a pinch hitter last night. He hit a rocket to Justin Morneau, who was playing a doubles defense at first base. Some managers like to hug the lines in situations like that, and Ron Gardenhire does, and it paid off. Others don't. Lou Piniella never liked to do that.
He didn't like to do that, and I think the thing that makes it easier for him more on that is he's holding the runner on, and a lot of times, and Kochman's really good about it, he'll bust way off of the bag. Morneau didn't do that. He basically stayed right there, and Kochman hit it right at him. But some managers like to do it, some don't believe in it. Lou rarely did it.
2-2. Ended up being a game-ending double play. He hit it rocket. And this time, routinely to second. Josh Wilson had 3 base hits last night. He's elevated that batting average up to an even 300. Look up there and you see 300. I would imagine as a hitter, something like, why can't the season end right now? Head for the negotiating table.
There you go. Well, I mean, for Josh, hopefully it just gives him a lot of confidence. He has a long ways to go.
Absolutely. Because he struggled being with different organizations. Gets it hard, and a great stop over at third base. And Harris throws the first. Bang, bang, you're out of there. Great play by Brendan Harris.
Well, that's a nice play by Harris. He took his time to get rid of it. He has a good arm, but I think he really didn't understand. Josh Wilson runs well. Comes up and throws it a seed across the diamond, but Josh gets down there in a hurry and just gets him over at first. Nice play.
I'm not sure he got him, to tell you the truth. But I guess he did because he's back in the dugout.
He's sitting down right now, isn't he?
That's right. Here's Alfonso, and one thing we noticed about Alfonso in his first game was he liked to swing at first pitches, but he took that one first strike.
He likes the first pitch fastball, and Blackburn, who throws a lot of first pitch fastballs, threw a breaking ball to him on that one.
There's a fastball, and it's looped into the gap in left center field. He's unbelievable. Now got 4 hits and 6 at bats.
Blackburn comes back with a fastball. Wants to go inside. Gets it there. As we mentioned, the thing we know about Alfonso already is he likes to hit the fastball. Jams him a little bit, but he ends up getting a line drive base hit.
He hit one of the longest Mariner home runs of the year down in Anaheim. Maybe the longest.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Left center field, he hit it over both bullpens in Anaheim, probably about 4 or 5 rows back of both pens.
And here's Saunders now.
Not a bad idea for Michael. If he gets that down with his speed, he'll walk to first base. Brendan Harris, the third baseman, was playing back.
And a sinker down low. Blackburn wearing rather storied number in Dodger history out there, number 53. That of the Big D, Big Don Drysdale, a Hall of Famer.
Big Don threw a little bit harder than Nick Blackburn, didn't he?
And the sidewinder, too. Mighty tough on right-handed batters. So that will give Alfonso a chance to get a nice start here. With 2 away, a full count. And that's going to be back into the stands. And a hard ground ball. Great first baseman. Down with the knee. And he makes the easy run to the bag for the out. Play of the inning. Brendan Harris is stopped at that shot by Josh Wilson. So we go to the third. 1-0 Mariners. first of leads, a 1-0 advantage. And time for our AT&T trivia question. Going into today, who was a major league hits leader this year? Was it Ichiro or Justin Morneau of the Twins? Robinson Cano of the Yankees, or Martin Prado, the second baseman of the Atlanta Braves? Who was the major league hits leader? Ichiro had 70. He's now got 71. But I don't even think he was leading the American League in hits. I think Robinson Cano was.
I would guess Prado just because I haven't heard of him. Seems like that's something that Curtis would do, right?
One account. I'm going to say Cano.
Robinson Cano.
Who was the early leader. Second base in the All-Star balloting in the American League. Nice easy fly ball off the bat of J.J. Hardy. Gutierrez.
And Curtis said that he did that on purpose, that Prado is not the answer. He did it on purpose because he knew that's where I would go. Yeah, he's figured me out after 4 years.
Well, here's Mauer. Joe Mauer, who put one right on top of the line, foul line down the right field line, right in front of the foul pole for a double in the first inning. Strike on the outside corner. Why they call it the foul line instead of a fair line?
I don't know. It's really a fair pole, isn't it?
If it hits a line, it's fair.
All right.
1 ball, 1 strike to count. Well, he hits a ball hard, doesn't he? Man alive, what a play over there by Kotzman. He can definitely play first base.
Just a top spin. Ball comes up off the dirt, and Casey Kotzman makes a nice play on it. Nice job by Vargas to get off the mound and get over there. But we're talking about Casey and his errorless streak. He makes a lot of really good plays, too. It's not just the routine ones. He can play first base.
So even the Mauer outs are hard, as was Morneau's out in the first inning when he hit a bullet to Kotzman. And here he is for the second time up. A lot of Twins fans here.
Why is that? What do you think?
Well, a lot of people from Minnesota live up here. I mean, they follow their Twins. They're you know, not quite as many as the Red Sox or the Yankees, but they travel well.
All right. It's a good club.
Two balls and no strikes, and just as you have your fans with the rally fries, Bert Blyleven has his with the Circle Me Bert fans that he picks out a fan every.
They have their signs here at the ballpark.
Yeah. Reno, man who belongs in the Hall of Fame, by the way. Bert Blyleven.
I would agree.
And that's hit to deep right field. We're tied at 1. Man alive. He got a swing from his heels, and Morneau has his 12th home run. And just like that, we're even at 1-1. Wow.
Well, if you want to know how to attack a 3-0 pitch, this is it right here. Morneau gets a 3-0 green light. I'm sure he has it all the time. And Jason, trying to get back into count, throws him a fastball up and in the middle of the plate, and he hits a line drive into the seats.
Here's Kadair way out in front of a change.
Another look at the swing. Stays behind this nice. And it is a liner. No doubt about it.
2 strikes.
High pitch count for Jason Vargas so far, 58 pitches through 2 2/3.
And that's a base hit off the end of the bat. And so he's going to be averaging at least 20 pitches an inning, because his next will be his 60th. And Jason Kubel will be the hitter. Outside. What happened, Morneau? Mark Teixeira. That's your first baseman.
Well,
Teixeira,
since I'm in the American League, I'll take them both. One of them will be the DH. How about that?
One of them, of course, is a switch hitter.
Well, a pretty impressive home run that Morneau just hit off a left-handed pitcher.
That's right. And Mercader out to the mound because he's having his control problems. Now he's behind Kubel, and I think he's probably going to tell him, hey, don't throw him a 2-0 fastball.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about his control problem. 61 pitches, 35 strikes, 26 balls.
Right.
And you're right. You'd certainly like to throw him a strike, but don't throw him one in the middle of the plate. Kubel, somebody over the last couple of years, has worn out the Mariners. Hit a home run in last night's game.
And he throws him a fastball.
And missed with it again off the plate. This has not been able to consistently find the outside corner. That's something that he's been so good at so far this year.
Three and one.
Between the two, do you have a favorite? Morneau or Teixeira?
I might go with Morneau. Count is full. So the runner goes, and it's a ground ball hit to second. And Figgy will throw out Kubel, but a long ball, a line drive home run off the bat. Justin Morneau to even the ball game as we go to the bottom of the third. A 1-1 tie. Of our AT&T trivia question, most of you said Ichiro as far as the leading hits man, and it is Robinson Cano of the Yankees, 73. Going into play today, Ichiro has since tacked on one more. He's got 71, and he leads it off here in the third inning. Breaking ball, nicely thrown. Change down low. So Ichiro's taking care of just once before he retires. I know it's not going to happen, but I'd love to see Ichiro enter the home run hitting contest. I think he'd win it.
Why do you think it won't happen?
I don't think he wants to. That's why. But the display that he puts on in batting practice is almost at will. Hits home runs. And that's a can of corn to center field off the bat of Sean Figgins. Very quickly, 2 away for the Mariners here in the third. Throwing strikes. He's not walked a man. Got a good movement to it, doesn't he?
Well, it'll be tough if he keeps it out there on the corner. He's actually, Nick Blackburn is throwing a little bit harder than I expected him. He's topped out at 93 miles an hour. Typically, he's 89, 90 with a sinker.
High fastball.
See that last one, 93 miles an hour.
Gutierrez, a towering pop-up. On the infield coming down, Brendan Harris. That will be that. A very, very easy third inning here. 3 up and 3 down, and as we go to the fourth, 1-1 tie.
All right, Angie, thank you. As we have a slimmed down Delman Young leading off for the Minnesota Twins in a 1-1 ball game. Both of these, I tell you what, for Vargas getting out of trouble has been outstanding, and the Mariners have not been able to finish off Mr. Blackburn.
Well, and he's had to. You look at Vargas so far, 66 pitches. He's had to throw a lot of pitches to do that. He's given up the one solo home run on a 3-0 count to Morneau. But, you know, that's the thing. He's done that a lot this year. His last couple outings, he has not been quite as sharp, but he hasn't given up a lot of runs either. The difficult part of that is you end up back in the bullpen if he can't get on a little bit of a run and have some quick innings.
Delman Young, Brendan Harris, Nick Punto here in the 4th inning. 7-8-9 for the Twins. Delman Young down about 30 pounds from a year ago. Talking to Scott Ulger, the third base coach. Talking about Delman dropping from 3,500 calories a day to about 2,000, and then extensive work in the weight room, and he looks terrific. Punches one down to Josh Wilson. 1 out. One out here in the 4th. Follow the Mariners on your BlackBerry, Android, iPhone, or iPod Touch with MLB.com at bat 2010, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Mariners.com today on your BlackBerry, Android, iPhone, or iPod Touch for more details. Great service. You should get on it. Here's Brendan Harris. Late inning replacement last night. Fly ball right field. Ichiro towards the line. Their territory, makes a catch. And let's check in with Angie at the Northwest Ford Sports Desk. All right, Angie, thank you. Jose Guillen been injured a few weeks ago, but now he's back. He's got his home run total to a dozen. Nick Punto, the hitter, walked his first time on 4 pitches. Two and 0. Vargas has stranded 5 Twins runners. Ball Morneau hit. Can he hit one harder?
I don't think so.
Good grief. Every time I see him, I love hitting here. Love hitting here. I can see it here. He proves it every time. Walk Punto again. Third walk issued by Vargas. Top of the order coming up now, Denard Span. Span 0 for 2. We were impressed by Span a couple of years ago when he came in, had made a name for himself. And people in the American League know about him now. Good center fielder. Keep him off the base paths. He's 13 out of 14 in base stealing. Pop this one up, playable for Lopez. And that'll do it for the Twins here in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left. 1-1 contest here at Safeco. Game two, or an interesting moment where Carlos Pena tried to call timeout, didn't get it from Angel Hernandez, and Joe Madden, the skipper, comes out and gets thrown out of the ball game. That was in the ninth inning with a couple of men on. Here's Mike Sweeney. First pitch, swinging, foul ball. Sweeney trying to break an 0 for 8. Sweeney trying to get hot again. A week or so ago, he was hitting at about a 441 clip over 11 games. Mike, one of the leaders on this ball club, and going to get pretty regular duty of late as the DH. The 0-2 from Blackburn. One and 2 to Mike. Bounces one backhand by the shortstop Hardy off the bag, did not get it. Sweeney's aboard to start the home fourth. So an infield hit for Mike.
I think Mike maybe catches a break. It looked like Morneau touched him. Take another look at it. No, he was by him. Nice call by the umpire.
Mark Wegner had a good look at it.
Yeah.
No contact made. Morneau turned 2 to end the game last night. Hard one hopper off the bat of Casey Kochman. Here's Lopez, flat out to right. Mike Sweeney aboard, breaks that 0 for 8. Good start here in the fourth. Lopez, it's a 32 hitter coming into this at bat. One from Blackburn. See him find his power stroke. 25 homers, 96 RBI a year ago. 1-1.
Blackburn throwing him a couple of two-seam fastballs away, and Jose's rolling over the top of it. And let that pitch get a little bit deeper. Hit it back up the middle.
Great month of May for Blackburn, 5-0. Only walked 5, struck out 10 in 37 of the third innings. 2-2. Dug out by Maurer. Full count now to Lopez. One out with Sweeney aboard. Casey Kochman on deck. Lopez drives one. Deep left field. Going back young. That ball's gone. A 2-run homer for Jose Lopez, and the Mariners take a 3-1 lead. For Jose, his third home run in RBIs 18 and 19. Happy June 1st.
Well, for Lopez, the one pitch that he's been able to handle has been the pitch inside. And Blackburn tried to throw some fastballs away from him and then tried to sneak one up and into him. Take another look at it. Pitch up and in. He's handled that pitch all year and hits it out of the ballpark.
It's a welcome sight for Mariner fans to see Jose Lopez to find that power stroke. Here's Casey Kochman. offense trending upward. Last 12 games, that's a big jump over those first 38. And getting that run total, run average up close to 5. And there's another one. Since May 21st, Mariners lead the majors. 343 clip with runners in scoring position. Let's see that coin get turned. Fly ball center field. Span going back. On the track makes the catch. Speaking of home runs, how about Alex Rodriguez yesterday on being 5 for 5 with 2 salamis, 18 ribbies after a team intentionally walks Mark Teixeira. I'd appreciate it if we keep these numbers to ourselves and not share them with any managers. Yeah, that'll happen. With all the numbers that are recorded and doled out, Major League Baseball and Numbers Weekend, there's probably, I mean, the minutia now, the way they break things down. It's come a long way since you retired. How long you've been retired as an active player?
It's been 11 years.
It's a drop in the bucket. Big picture, 11 years.
Oh, we can get numbers for everything.
It's almost
daytime, nighttime, grass, turf, dome, no dome,
Josh Wilson robbed his last time up by third baseman Brendan Harris. You had to appreciate that play that Harris made on Wilson. He dives towards the line, snags it, got up about a mini crow hop, and then threw an absolute seed over to Morneau.
Yeah, he has a good arm. I thought maybe he waited a little bit too long to get rid of it, but he just was able to get Josh Wilson by about a half a step.
One and two. Back up the middle. Josh Wilson continues his hot hitting. It's all about the last 13 games. He's got a base hit.
Gets a fastball out over the plate. That's a nice job hitting the ball back up the middle. He's done that a lot. This pitch away from him and hits it back up the middle.
3-hit inning for the Mariners, a couple of runs. Two-run homer by Jose Lopez. Lopez had not had much success against this man Nick Blackburn. Started the game 1 for 11 career. 2 for 13. Here's Alfonso playing in a second Mariner game. Got a base hit to left. Much to your surprise, and I will say I was with you in the pregame when our discussion on radio. Mine too. He got a fastball and they hit it. Hit it hard. We didn't think after what he showed. There's another one. Holy mackerel. Right back through the box. He can hit a fastball. 2 for 2.
Well, what we were talking about is when he had his first start down in L.A. against the Angels. As you take another look at it, first pitch fastball, bangs it right back up the middle. His first 3 hits came on fastballs early in counts, and then they went to some breaking balls on him, and he struggled with it a little bit. And with the scouting reports they have now, and you were talking about all the numbers everybody gets, well, they get them. Thought for sure he's going to see a lot of breaking balls, but they continue to throw fastballs to him, and good for him. He's not missing it. He'll be aggressive with a fastball early in the count.
4 hits this inning for the Mariners, 2 runs in, and a chance for Saunders to do something here. Break in the action.
Alex Burnett out in the pen, getting loose for the Twins. Blackburn right now 66 pitches.
Pitching coach Rick Anderson talking with Nick Blackburn. An opportunity for Saunders. Rick Anderson, born in Everett, Washington. Pitching coach, played in the major leagues. 4-4 record during his time. Michael Saunders grounded out to Morneau's first time. Running away from Saunders, strike one. One and one. Chance Saunders will play the next 2 days. A couple of right-handers coming up for Minnesota. Kevin Slowey and Carl Pavano. Saunders in his 17th game since being called up from Tacoma on May 6th. Center fielder span a couple of steps towards left for Saunders. The 2-1 from Blackburn. Popped up. It's playable. Harris is there. Got room and makes the catch. Two down. Top of the order. Ichiro coming up. Take a look at the Quest High Speed pitch. Brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet. Vargas at 88. Blackburn at 93. Ichiro, the 7th hitter, come to bat against Blackburn here in the 4th inning. 2-run homer by Jose Lopez. Since then, Wilson and Alfonso have reached. Ichiro, 71 hits. Started today, second in that category to Robinson Cano. 3 behind him. Good change of speed there at 78 miles per hour. Ichiro 1 for 4 last evening. So Cano with 75 hits. He picked up 2 hits. Lead the American League. Fouled off. Cano with 75 hits. Ichiro with 71. Justin Morneau all over these departmental leaders pages in the stats pack. And then another guy having a great year is Billy Butler of Kansas City. 3rd with 69 hits. Here's the 1-2 to Ichiro. Wilson at second, Alfonso at first.
Got a gap out in right center field for Ichiro. Like Blackbird's throwing most of the pitches away from him, expecting him to hit it the other way, which is what everybody does.
What's that?
Fastball inside.
Some serious eye-hand coordination to get a piece of that ball.
Pitch it feeding him and a little inside out swing to get it out of there. It's definitely a strike.
Finds a hole, base hit. Josh Wilson coming around. Kid Dyer's got a great arm to throw to the plate. Not in time. RBI Ichiro, 4-1 Mariners. Ichiro's 11th of the season. And this inning continues. Going all the way to third is Alfonso.
Well, this ball is not hit hard, but it finds a hole over on the right side. Makes it a little bit easier for Josh Wilson to score on it. 0-4 Hopper See Punto trying to keep it on the infield, really wasn't close to it.
I bring up Sean Figgins. Figgins really good numbers entering this game against Blackburn. 9 for 16. He's 1 for 2 this evening. This will be pitch number 29 for Blackburn. Eighth man to the plate. Tight. The multi-hit game for Ichiro is 26th. Leads the American League.
See 30 pitches in the inning, 78 total. He has not been sharp.
Mariners have banged out 9 hits to 4 for Minnesota. Jose Lopez homer to left on a 3-2 pitch. 2-run homer. Ichiro has driven in another. Jason Vargas has a lead. One. That'll stay fair. And it's one hop off the fence. Alfonso scores. Ichiro to third. Figgins to second. RBI double. Sean Figgins 5-1 Mariners. Well, Figgy checking in with his 10th double of the season. RBI number 14.
Well, Blackburn throwing a lot of fastballs. That one middle end. Figgins jumps on it. Short hops the fence out in right field.
Nick Blackburn, one of the better pitchers in the American League in the month of May, a 5-0 record, gets chased here in the 4th on June 1st. Mariners with a 5-1 lead. Going, ninth man coming to the plate, and a winner, gentleman from Pullman, Keith Hiller, celebrating a birthday, 96th birthday. Yeah. Congratulations.
And he was actually here last year, and he had a sign saying he was 95, and I promised him that if he came back this year for his birthday on his 96th, we'd bring him some more.
Very nice.
There you go. Baby. Enjoy him.
Enjoy is right, baby.
He looks great.
That's great. Hi, Mike. I'm back. Love it. Special hello to Harold Ruby from all of us here at FSN, and Rick Riz over on radio. Harold out of Issaquah at UW Medical Center. Under the weather, and send him our best wishes. 5-1 Mariners. Dietas is the hitter. Ninth man coming to the plate here. New pitcher is Alex Burnett.
See the numbers for Burnett. Nice ERA at 2.66, 19 strikeouts in 23 and a 2/3 innings. Mariners so far 3 for 6 with men in scoring position. They've done a nice job going with some clutch hits.
Ichiro and Figgins aboard. Goody. Short center field. Could be tough play. Punto, though, is there. 9 men to the plate. Real good inning for the Mariners. As they run the score to 5-1. Into 4 here, Tifko. Indeed it is a 4-run, 6-hit inning. 9 men to the plate in the 4th. And the Mariners have a 5-1 lead as we begin the 5th inning. Jason Vargas with the lead to work with against this Minnesota ball club, which is 3rd in the American League in hitting. J.J. Hardy, the shortstop's going to lead it off. 2-3-4. He's followed by Maurer and Morneau. Base hit. Usually manning the 2-hole, and Ron Garden hires lineup is Orlando Hudson. He's here, arrived today, suffered a hand injury back in his left hand. Had been surgically repaired. He's got a bone bruise. He'll be out a few more days, but he's available for pinch running duty. There's the O-Dog, 4-time Gold Glover. Gardenhire is funny. He says he'll keep it lively on the bench. He is an ebullient young man. Good personality, a lot of fun. We will be talking it up down
there. 80 pitches now for Vargas. Here in the 5th inning, he's going to have to work through the middle of the lineup. You have Maurer up there now. Take a look at our Mercedes pitch count. 80 pitches for Vargas. But he has Maurer up there, Morneau, who's already homered in the game. Kadire and Kubel, so this will be a tough stretch for him.
Jason Kotchman made a brilliant snag on a hard hit grounder by Bowers last time up. Those one by him this time, but it's foul. Well, with these two guys up, the M&M boys, Kotchman gets a feel for, like, I guess, what third basemen feel every day. I mean, the guys who can just turn and crush it.
Well, I'm sure he's not real thrilled that there's a runner at first. He can't even play back now. He has to play up there even with the bag, and these guys are looking to turn on it.
Gee, thanks.
And we've seen Maurer already hit one down the right field line, right on the line, and saw the homer by Morneau.
Tried to paint Brush not thick enough. Three-time batting champion, MVP a year ago. Joe Mauer, 1-2.
Oh, wow! That was a bullet. Great reaction by Jason Vargas.
My life flashes before my eyes. And let's walk around and catch our breath. Wow. We have seen some hard hit balls tonight.
Self-defense right here. Pitch right out over the plate. Wow.
That was chin music coming right back at him. Goodness gracious. Oof. Yeah, you definitely want to compose now. Where am I? How many teeth do I have left?
Keep that fastball in a little bit closer.
Man. Which one was hit harder? The home run this guy hit last time up? Or
The one Morneau hit.
And a close second was the one Mauer hit. All right. This was on a 3-0 green light last time up for Morneau. Still had his wits about him to see if he could get a double up. The 0-1 to Morneau. Ground ball Figgins. There's one to Josh. Over to Katzman. Big double play. They get rid of the M&M boys here in the 5th inning. So the Mariners put up a 4 spot. Vargas comes back. He throws up a 0. 5-1 Mariners. All right, Angie, thank you. As the Mariners back at it again. They sent 9 men to the plate in the 4th inning. 2nd inning in a row, Mike Sweeney leads off. He got an infield hit back in the 4th. 2-run homer by Jose Lopez, RBI single by Ichiro, and an RBI double by Figgins last inning. That line drive off the bat of Joe Mauer back to Jason Vargas, a 1/3 of a second. Less than a second from his release to back to his glove. Man, that is scary. 1-1 now to Mike Sweeney, broken 0 for 8 with his infield hit in the 4th.
We've talked about it with Jason before. He's a good athlete. Obviously can field his position. Sometimes the ball will catch you. Now just a quick self-defense reflex ends up going in your glove.
Sweeney drive to left field. Going back is Dillman Young. He's on the track for the catch. One out here in the fifth. Mike gave it a pretty good ride. 1 for 3 tonight. Here's Jose Lopez. 2-run homer back in the fourth. His third. RBIs 18 and 19. Traveled 371 feet. We'll take a look at our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Pitched just below the letters. Wrote it out of here. A couple of days ago, David Huff of the Indians, not quite as lucky as Vargas was, and A-Rod hit a blast right through the box and caught him in the head. Those scary moments.
Well, we saw a similar play down in Anaheim to Ardsma. Ball hit right back at him. He was able to get a glove on him, but couldn't hang on to it.
There's another drive to left field. Backing up Young. Still going back, and he's on the track again. 2 outs. It's not a Felix 99-mile-an-hour fastball, but it's got the gas that fuels it. Join us Friday for Felix High Octane Gas Train Car Night. First 20,000 fans pick up this year's edition of the collectible when the Mariners host the Angels. Get your tickets at mariners.com/train. Quick one to Casey Kochman from Alex Burnett from Anaheim, California. Lives in Westminster, California. Two to Kochman. Punto has the play. There's Morneau, inning over. 1, 2, 3 go the Mariners in the fifth. They still enjoy a 5-1 lead. First pitch swinging. Michael Kadire sends Ichiro back just shy of the track for the first out. Kadire 1 for 3. 2 for 4 last night. How about the damage they did last night? 6, 7, and 8 hitters in their order. Went 5 for 12. 3 homers, 5 runs batted in, and 4 runs scored. There's Jason Kubel 0 for 2. Homered last night. Ian Morneau love playing here at Safeco Field. And both of them, as much as they love the new Target Field, Minneapolis, so the sight lines are far superior here. There's some trees out on the batter's eye, near the batter's eye in Minnesota. Reflection off that when the sun's out there makes it very difficult. Picking up the ball sometimes. 1 and 2.
Vargas has a little bit of a lead, and he's throwing more strikes now. Last pitch is 90th of the game.
To see him, and to your point, like to see him get a W here.
Well, yeah, I
3
mean,
no decisions in a row.
Yeah, he's in pretty good shape right now, but I think the biggest thing too with him, he threw so many pitches in the first 3 innings. I didn't know if he'd even be around in the 6th, but he's all of a sudden found it. A little bit of a lead, you can be a little more aggressive and throwing more first pitch strikes. There you go, 91 pitches for him. Really threw a lot of pitches in the first 2 innings. 46 total.
Last 3 outings for Mr. Vargas. He's had no decisions. Last 2 games he's left the game behind 3-1 and 2-1. 3-1 to Toronto and 2-1 to Detroit here. And the other no decision, he was ahead 2-0 at Tampa Bay. I believe that was the Saturday game that Willie Ibar eventually won with a home run off of Colombo. Last win was May 9th. It was here at Safeco against the Angels. 8-1 victory, went 7 1/3.
And you can see he's working ahead again. He has Young in an 0-2 count right away.
Held on by Alfonso, and Delman Young is gone. Second out here in the 6th inning. Second strikeout for Vargas. Tomorrow on Mariners All Access, the latest edition of Tricks of the Trade with center fielder Franklin Gutierrez. Plus a look at the growing popularity of sabermetrics. That and more tomorrow at 6 p.m. here on FSN. There's Brendan Harris, 0 for 2. 18,740 on hand here tonight. Harris steps out. Vargas steps off. We're ready to go. Ground ball to Josh Wilson. Throws across the catchment. That'll do it for Minnesota here in the top of the 6th. Vargas 6 in the books. He's got a 5-1 lead. 5-1 Mariner lead, game 2. A 4-game set with the Minnesota Twins. First place team in the American League Central starting today, 4.5 games on top of Detroit. Josh Wilson to lead it off. Josh 1 for 2. Robbed his first time up by Brendan Harris at third base. Nice play, diving towards the line. Throws him out, then a single to center field.
And Josh has his average up to 305 now. He's starting to look more and more comfortable out at shortstop all the time, too. He made a couple of errors when he first took over for Jack, but he's settled in nicely. Starting to make the plays. Certainly has swung the bat while he's on a nice little run.
It's 12 of his last 13 ball games. Just joining us, the Mariners had a big 4th inning. 9 men to the plate, 4 runs, 6 hits. Jose Lopez hit a 2-run homer. Each run, Figgins drove in runs. Pitchers Alex Burnett came on in the 4th inning. Nick Blackburn starter, went 3 2/3, 10 hits, 5 runs all earned. No walks, no strikeouts. Wilson to be followed by Alfonso and Saunders. On some high heat. One out here in 6th. Take a look at the Mariners calendar. Brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Minnesota here for a couple more nights. Angels come in, then a big road trip. 4 in Texas, 3 in San Diego, 3 in St. Louis. Fastball here.
Looks like it. Fastball away. No chance he was taking it. I love it. Get a good fastball to hit and turn it loose.
You built a good case pregame over on the radio side why he would not see a fastball.
Well, you can see he's 5 for 7 with a home run. And another one.
Terrific debut for Alfonso in Anaheim on Sunday, going 3 for 5, 3 runs knocked in, 2 runs scored, hit a big 3-run homer. No play. Admonishing himself. He knows what he wanted to do.
Well, he
just
had another
didn't do it.
fastball out over the plate. That's what he wants to hit, and he missed it. And here comes another fastball and try to throw it up out of the zone. See if he'll chase it.
All 2 strikes. Burnett, his first full year with the Twins big club.
Here comes the breaking ball for you, Dave.
All right, 1 and 2.
It's fun to watch, right?
Absolutely. It's 2 for 2 and a run scored. I mean, based on what we saw on Sunday, figured there's no way get a fastball in the zone. 2-2. Good discipline. Holds up. Full count. Michael Saunders on deck. The home run he hit in Anaheim was crushed. 3-2. Got a good hack. 2 down here in the 6th, the Northwest Ford Sports Desk. Here's Angie Minton. All right, Angie, thank you. 2 down here in the 6th. Michael Saunders, he's 0 for 2. John White just recalled last night, got here today, back from Tacoma. Off speed pitch. 0-2 to Saunders. Grounded out to Morneau at first and fouled out to the third baseman, Brendan Harris. Struck him out. So a nice inning by Burnett. Strikes out the side in the 6th. 5-1 Mariners. Five-1 Mariners, top of the 7th. It's a 20-game stretch that the Mariners are in. They're 1-3. Jason Vargas, first hitter here in the top of the 7th. Nick Punto, second baseman, batting in the 9 hole. They just walked twice. Vargas on the night struck out 2, walked 3. So Olsen and White just recalled from Tacoma. Colome and Teixeira sent packing. Back with the big ball club. Minnesota run coming on a Justin Morneau home run in the 3rd inning. Nice play, throws out the Minnesota second baseman, 1 out. Triple figures on the pitch count right now for Vargas. This Sunday, he plans to attend the next Little League Day right here at Safeco Field. The Angels return, take on the Mariners. All kids 14 and under take home a poster featuring Mariners closer, the DA himself, David Ardsma. Thanks to Pepsi. For tickets, visit Mariners.com. Kochman stays with it. Easy play. Spans retired. 2 down. Kochman's made some really nice plays tonight.
Yeah, he has, and this has really been some kind of gutsy performance from Vargas. Again, he ended up throwing over 40 pitches in the first 2 innings. Had over 60 after 3, and here he is in the 7th. Really done a nice job. Only gave up the 1 run after being in trouble in the first, and in the 2nd.
Marine Corps note: leaders of the game. Mariners rotation: 9 starts with 8+, 23 starts with 7+. Top 5, top 4, Major League Baseball. To left field, Saunders is there. So Vargas 7 complete in a quick inning here in the 7th. A 1-2-3 7th inning, 5-1 Mariners. Savings Bank. Mariners trying to even this series at a game apiece. 5-1 Seattle. Jose Lopez at 2-run homer and RBIs by Ichiro and Figgins. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, the FSN crew. Here at Safeco Field, the roof covering us, 18,740 on hand. The Minnesota Twins go to their 3rd pitcher of the evening. Veteran Ron Mayhay.
And the numbers for Mayhay: 11 2/3, 13 strikeouts for him. He has given up a couple of home runs. High ERA at 5.40.
Blackburn and then Burnett, who went 2 1/3 scoreless, hitless baseball. The Mariners have not had a hit since the big 4th inning. They went 4 runs on 6 hits, sending 9 men to the plate. Let's look at the Jack in the Box in-game box score. Kochman and Saunders looking for them to check in with some hits. Everybody else.
Yeah, a lot of guys with good nights.
Yes, indeed. Ichiro, a 2-hit night, another multiple hit evening for him. Oh, that's a great pick by Harris. That's a second stellar play he's made tonight.
Now playing up even with the bag. Ichiro hits a line drive. Look at him cheat towards the line, almost like he knew he was going to hit it there. Not an easy hop either, but a nice play. He has a strong arm. We saw that earlier in the game and throws Ichiro out easily.
Here's Figgins hitting right-handed now. A couple of hits right-handed last evening. Went 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. This evening, 2 for 3 with an RBI. Figgy up to 219. Beats the heck out of the buck 90s that he was in. Suno. This year is a right-hand hitter. Figgins, 333 hitter, 21 for 63. Two and one. Up out of play. Figgins 2 for 13 career against Ron May, who's in career game number 487. Signed as a free agent with the Twins on March 24th. Came into the big leagues. Mayhay did as an outfielder. Pitched 4 games in Single-A Fort Myers for the Twins, going 0-1 with a 1.93 ERA before being called up. Three and two to Figgins.
Talk about it all the time with the left-handers. Throw strikes and you'll find a job at the big league level.
Pitch as long as you can.
He's been around for a long time.
38 years young. Figgins is aboard with 1 out. Bring up Franklin Gutierrez. RBI single infield hit in the first inning. Hit one off the end of the bat, went about 70 feet. Harris tried to one-hand it, couldn't get it. Ichiro scored. Figgins 10 out of 13 in base stealing. Maurer go talk to Mayhay. Maurer is one tall catcher. Great athlete. He's headed to Florida State to be a quarterback. Chose to stay home and play for the hometown Twins.
Say it's worked out nicely for him.
Yes, it has. Ball 1 to Franklin. Span the center fielder. Couple of steps towards right for Goody. In good shape at 2-0. For Mayhay. Figgins takes off. Throw by Maurer. Not in time. Figgins will take off. He'll get to third. In good shape. All of this with 1 out. Figgins' 11th stolen base.
So look at Figgins takes off on the first move by Mayhay. Throw back into the runner. Punto probably should make the catch. He does, and the ball goes into center field. It'll probably be an error on the catch for Maurer as Figgins moves on to third.
So Maurer picks up an error. His third of the season. RBI opportunity here for Goody with the infield in close. 1 out. Tracer showing that fourth pitch a little bit outside.
I think you need to look at the tracer. All you do is look at the look on Franklin Gutierrez's
Absolutely.
face.
I'm looking at both. You're right. 2-2. Pitch. 2 outs. See if Mike Sweeney can pick up that run.
Mike is 1 for 3 in the game. Has scored a run.
Mike Sweeney against Ron Mayhay. Sweeney 2 for 6 against Ron. Strike 1 to Mike. Mike and into a double play and an infield hit the fourth. Set one to the track in left field in the fifth. Goes against Ron Mayhay, who's been around Boston, Oakland, Florida, Cubbies, Texas, Atlanta, Kansas City, and Minnesota all aboard. One and one to Mike Sweeney. Higgins at third. John Kelly taking a good hard look between work as he prepares to enter this ball game for the eighth. So 1-1 to Mike Sweeney.
Mayhay has not thrown a lot of strikes. 18 pitches, 9 balls, 9 strikes. Jose Lopez waits on deck. Lopez with a home run in the game. Nice 2-run home run back in the fourth.
Sweeney ready to cut loose. 3-1. Didn't agree with that. Count runs full. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, he hasn't thrown him a strike yet.
Plate umpire Jerry Meals. Two to Sweeney. Here we go. Down low. He's aboard. First and third. Second walk issued by Mayhay. Lopez can put a big exclamation point on this ball game here. Couple of runners aboard. Ron Gardenhire. Fine job here with Minnesota over the years. Another divisional championship last season. Lopez off the end of the bat. It's going to be enough. Biggins scores. And Sweeney to second base. 6-1 Mariners. 3 RBI night for Jose Lopez.
Lopez gets a changeup first pitch from Mayhew, expecting a fastball. Swings at it, and he hits it right off the end of the bat, spins it out into center field. He'll take it. That's a base hit and an RBI for Jose. He's having a nice night.
3 RBI tonight, 20 on the season now for Lopez. A welcome sign. Here's Kotzman with a couple of men on 2 outs. Kotzman to right field. That'll sit down for a base hit. Coming around Sweeney. He'll score. 7-1 Mariners. Kotzman checking in with a base hit. He's 1 for 4. That's his 20th RBI.
Casey hits this one hard. It's like a fastball up in the zone. Solid line drive into right field. The Mariners now 5 for 10 with men in scoring position for the game. Nice number for them. 12 hits for the Mariners.
Rick Anderson, another visit. Mayhew about to face his 7th hitter here in the 7th inning. The only person without a hit now is Saunders. Yeah, Brian Downing. Dusick, beg your pardon, Brian Dusick.
Brian Downing, a large left fielder for the Angels.
Remember that?
Yeah. Remember, I got a hold of one of his bats one time. Huge. A 40-inch bat, probably weighed about 38, 39 ounces. No, don't know. Most of these guys swing a 34-inch bat. Probably most of them 32 ounces. So it's quite a bit bigger.
Ridiculously strong swing.
He was. He had the extra short sleeves, so it was almost like a tank top.
Right?
Show the guns off.
Started out as a catcher, moved to left field.
He's a good player. Now, good hitter for a lot of years for the Angels.
For 3 night for Josh Wilson. All 2 strikes. Good job here by the Mariners. A couple of more runs to make it 7-1. 2 more out there for Josh Wilson. 1-2 pitch. 2. Struggling all inning here.
Yes, he has. His next pitch will be 28 for him.
And it's his 3rd 3-ball count.
See, 13 balls, 14 strikes. Not the ratio you want to see.
Josh strikes out, but a good inning here in the 7th. 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 left. 7-1 Mariners. Mr. Kelly will pitch the 8th. And he'll face some tough ones too. And Maurer, Morneau, and Kadire. certainly something. When you take a look at Morneau, there's Brian Dusing again, but look at watch Morneau hit.
He's just so relaxed with his hands. Square it up at the plate and then turn it loose. See how relaxed he is? Nice and square. That stays behind everything. It's a good pitch by Kelly. He's able to get a piece of it.
Tied him up. Morneau's gone. Good rising fastball by Sean Kelly. 2 down here in the 8th inning. Let's check in again with Angie Mentink at the Northwest Ford Sports Desk. All right, Angie, thank you. Here's Michael Kadire. Strong 3-4-5 here in this Minnesota lineup. Dyer 1 for 3 tonight. 2 for 4. 2 runs scored, 2 ribbies last night. Hit a home run. Two-one pitch.
Look at that. Pretty good pitches. He's not getting the call on trying to pitch down in the zone, which is what you want to do. Jerry Mills isn't giving it to him.
Sharply down to Lopez. Gathers, throws, and a 1-2-3 inning thrown by Sean Kelly in the 8th. Mariners lead at 7-1. 2 more wouldn't hurt. Reminder, don't miss out on the new FSN fan alerts. Just text FSN to 95323. Get your updates on when you can watch your favorite teams, stay informed on the biggest events in Northwest sports, and receive exclusive offers and giveaways. Text FSN to 95323 and sign up today. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the FSN crew. Game 2 of a 4-game set. The Central Division leading Minnesota Twins. Ryan Dunsing is in there right now. He is the 4th pitcher. Coming up tomorrow, Cliff Lake, Kevin Slowey, and then the finale on Thursday, Felix Hernandez against Carl Pavano. Eliezer Alfonso, 2 for 3 night, a run scored. Every Mariner in the lineup has at least 1 hit except for Michael Saunders, who is the next hitter in the center. 1 to Alfonso. Feeling what, steady diet of breaking balls here?
Well, he doesn't throw hard anyways. He's going to throw a lot of off-speed pitches. So I would suspect that would be the case. What do you think? Don Wakamatsu go with the same lineup tomorrow? Probably.
I would absolutely be affirmative on that one. Bang out 7 runs on 12 hits.
Well, all the guys had good nights.
Yep.
Everybody jumping in. Jose Lopez with a really nice night. 3 RBIs for Jose.
Ball and 2 strikes. Over a long way, deep right field. Backs up Kid Dyer on the track. Makes the catch. Michael Saunders. Say one thing, Alfonso's fiery.
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, you know, getting a chance to play, wants to make the most of it. Felt like he had a pitch to hit.
Done a nice job. 2 for 4. 5 for 9 as a Mariner breaking ball. Strike 1 to Saunders. Michaels popped out the first, popped out the third, and struck out. I think they grounded out the first.
Couple of slow breaking balls to Saunders.
Good call. 2 down. 2 down, top of the order, Ichiro. Another multi-hit night for him. 2 for 4. Run scored, a run batted in. Good news, good news, good news.
Ichiro with another multi-hit game. Sean Figgins with a couple of hits. Lopez, 2 hits, including a home run and 3 RBIs. Nice night.
Shin music. Kind of aftershave you use it. There you go. Buzz me. I got something for you. Remember the old high karate commercials a year ago?
Yes.
Hey, I got you. I got your buzz music, your chin music.
And take a look at it. Comes back with another fastball. Ichiro hits it right back up the middle.
High karate reference. Those of you of a certain age who remember those commercials back in the day. And Mike, you were a little one, but you were watching TV then when those babies ran, right?
Oh, of course. Garrett Olson was called up today. Looks like he's going to get a chance to pitch the top of the 9th inning.
But you started the day 211. Couple of hits. He's up to 219. Certainly hope that Figgy's on the right track. Get back up to that career 298, 291 career batting averages. Checks his swing. He was 2 for 4 last night. 2 for 4 on Sunday. Certainly a good sign. So 2 to Figgins. 2 hits tonight. Biggins 8 for his last 18. To right field, Kadire not going to get it. That is a foul ball.
Thought maybe he had another one. Well, it's been fun to watch. Biggins now starting to heat up. You talked about his average steadily going up in a couple of hits and a walk tonight, but just the combination, because Ichiro seems like he's getting 2 hits every night and has been for about a month and a half. But you get the combination of both of them going, you can get yourself some cheap runs.
Ichiro's got his hitting streak up to 5. 3-hit night tonight. Bauer couldn't hold on.
You know, it's something that the Mariners anticipated happening coming out of spring training. Sean obviously off to a slow start, but he's been swinging the bat much better over the last couple of weeks.
Ichiro, a 5-game hitting streak. He's 9 for his last 20.
Man, with Sean, you're talking about a guy, a career .290 hitter.
There you go. Fly ball center field for Span. He's there to make the catch. Top of the 9th coming up. Mariners. Nice lead. It's 7-1. Kubel, Young, and Harris coming up. They'll face Garrett Olson in his latest incarnation here. Four-game set with the Minnesota Twins. Chicago Cubs, they're making their first return to Safeco Field in nearly a decade. 3-game series with Lou Piniella and the Cubbies. Starts June 22nd, concludes the 25th. Special 12:40 start time. Always a special event when the Cubs come to town. Get your tickets at Mariners.com. There's Garrett Olson, 26-year-old left-hander. He's called up, recalled from Tacoma. He went 3-5 with the Mariners a year ago with a 5.60 ERA in 31 games. It's 2-5 down in Tacoma. Made his last 4 appearances out of the bullpen. Top of the 9th, Jason Kubel, Dillman Young, Brendan Harris.
And the key for Garrett is to throw strikes. Everybody likes type of stuff that he has as a left-hander. Fastball will be in the low 90s and a pretty good breaking ball.
His best performances last year coming out of the pen.
Yeah, he did a nice job coming out of the pen. The starter, he struggled, throwing a lot of pitches and walking too many guys, but out of the pen, he did a nice job.
Off-speed pitch. Piece of cake for catcher. 1 out. Olsen started 11 games last year. Garrett throwing 80 in the 3rd innings. 47 strikeouts, 34 walks. Garrett came over from the Cubs along with Ronnie Cedeno in exchange for Aaron Heilman, January of 2009. To right field, Ichiro backs up, 2 down. Olsen coming in, throwing strikes. Brendan Harris, 2 down. Here in the 9th inning. Sign. Just come in, pump strikes, first pitch strikes. Strike 2 from Garrett Olsen.
Nice night for Jose Lopez. Sean Figgins, a couple of hits for him.
Josh Wilson with a base hit and a run scored. 2 and a pitch to Harris, fouled off. Ichiro another multi-hit night. Franklin Gutierrez, he got an RBI single. Michael Saunders, the only one without a hit in the lineup. He's covered the position out in left field. And Senor Alfonso, a 2-hit night. 1 and 2. Harris, breaking ball, stays alive. Ball at 2 strikes to Brendan Harris. 2 outs here in the 9th. Mariners 7-1. Pitch from Olsen. No, 2 of 2.
Looked like a pretty good pitch. Alfonso sat there and framed it for a little bit for Jerry Mills too. Just couldn't get it.
Ray Harris straight away, not too deep. Wakamatsu, Rickett there. Got a good look at Olsen. The 2-2. Took something off of that pitch. Here's Josh Wilson. Throws over to Katzman. Game over. And the Mariners win it 7-1. So the Mariners an outstanding start to the month of June. And here in this stretch of 20 consecutive games, the Mariners are now 2-3.
And a nice outing by Vargas tonight, too. We've talked so much about the offense, but a nice night for Vargas. Really gutted it out. Threw a lot of pitches early in the game. Gives up just the 1 run, a solo home run. But pitches 7 innings again, giving up 6 hits. Nice outing for the team as a whole. The offense will feel good about it, too.
Jason Vargas picks up the win to go 4-2, ending a string of no decisions. And the loser, Nick Blackburn, who had been 5-0 in the month of May, For Vargas, he had his last 3 outings were no decisions. It's his first win since May 9th when he beat the Angels by a count of 8-1. So this series tied at 1-1. Good offensive performance, good pitching performance by the Mariners. Right now, let's hand it off to Brett Adams.
Dave Sims, thank you very much. Coming to you from the northwest corner here at Safeco Field, looking out on Occidental and Royal Bro. Mariners start June in a winning way, as they often do, because June, the best month in team history.